Okay, so far we have discussed the concept of class. What is meant by class, function, and object. So how to access the function. We will discuss today about how to access the function inside the class and how to access the variable inside of the class. Yesterday, but we have completed only the declaration part. So we have completed the class declaration. We have completed the variable declaration. We have completed the function declaration. So how to access this? So we have created the object for that class. So object is used to store everything from the class. It is an instance of the class. So what it will do? So anything we need to access inside of the class, we need object. So we have created an object. So by using object, if we giving a dot, that is a syntax. We can see whatever the variables and the functions which is declared inside the class, we can able to see that. Can you see here Facebook login? Facebook login is a class. Inside the Facebook login, we have a login features, username, password, numeric sign in button. So these two are functions. These three are variables. We can able to access that. For example, login page. Login page is a function. It is a method declaration. Always remember that when we need anything inside to the class, we need to call the class. For example, if I want to interact with you, I want to call your name. Then only you can able to recognize me that, okay, someone is calling me. Similar way, we need to call the function. Then only the interpreter knows and the function knows that, okay, they are calling me and I want to return the values of the output which I have. So this is called method call. Method calling. So I am calling only this function. So I will get the output only hello in my console. If I might run the program, I will get only the hello. How? Because I'm calling only the login page function. If I want sign in button, I want to call separately using the object. I want to call the sign in. Now I will get the both output. So without calling, we won't able to interact or we won't able to get the values. So we need a method call. So only method calling the way we can able to interact with anything inside to the function. Okay, inside to the function. So this is the way we can call the function and fetch the data from the function. Until here, any doubt? No.
No, sir.
Okay. Now, self. What is meant by self and who it is? Why we require a self? Self is a default argument. Default argument when we create a function inside to the class. That is mandatory. So when we creating a function inside to the class, self will be the default parameter. If I'm creating a function, see, the self is not creating here. by default. And I have created this function outside of the class. But when I'm creating any function inside of the class, I just opening the bracket, giving open bracket. Okay, by default, it will be taking a self parameter. So always we require a self parameter when we create a function inside of the class. What is the purpose? Okay, we are creating inside of the class. We need to pass the parameter. But what is the purpose? Why we require that? What is the usage of that? So here we have created object in order to access anything from the class from the outside. You can see outside means you can see the indentation level. You can see the indentation level. It is same how the class is getting created. If the levels are same, then it will be considering as a outside of the class. When we creating anything, you can see this indentation level, which is something in the inside to the class. So these are belongs to this class. So when we want to access anything inside to the class by using an object from the outside of the class, we need a separate instance. But I want to access this login page be inside to the class. How I can able that? By using self. See here when I'm hovering the object, you can see when I'm hovering the object, you can see for object, Facebook is assigned. The class Facebook is assigned. Why? Because we are assigning the Facebook. That is why in the backend it is showing that Facebook class is assigned to the object. Similarly, if you see self here, self also directly referring to the class. So self is nothing but self is a parameter. By using this parameter, we can able to access anything inside of the class. For example, I am calling the method login page method from outside of the class. So we need an object. But if I want to do the method calling inside of the class, see here, in this method, I'm trying to call login page. Login page. See, it is throwing a warning, it is throwing an error. Unresolved parameter. Unresolved parameter. Because we cannot able to call anything directly inside of the class. If I run my program, if I want to object dot inside the function, I'm calling this. If you can see here, it will throw an error. Login pages is not defined. They are saying that they are not able to recognize what it is. Interpreter is not able to recognize what it is. Why? Because we are just given the name. But here, how we have used it? We are by using the object, we are calling. But here we are directly calling. In order to avoid this error, how to access this? We need a self. We need self dot. How we are using an object dot. Similarly, we need a self dot. So always remember that when we want to access anything inside of the class from if you want anything inside of the class or from the class and accessing it from outside of the class, we need an object. We need an object. In other hand, when we want to, when we want anything from the class and accessing it from inside of the class, we need a self. We need a self. So you got the difference? We need an object when we are accessing outside of the class. We need a self when we accessing inside of the class. Okay. So self is also like an object, but we are passing this as a parameter. But similarly, you can see when I'm creating a function outside of the class, there is no, for example, def function one. Function one print hello. What I'm doing, I can able to directly call this. See here, this to function is not created inside of the class. So I can directly able to call the other function here. But similarly, when I want to call other function in the class, we need a self. So that is a difference. Self is always referring the class. If we want to access anything inside of the class, we need a self. Okay. Got it? Any confusion? Not understanding? Want to take one more time? Or understand?
Yes, I understood.
Okay, thank you. So these concepts are the beginning level of OOBS concept. So before entering into the OOBS concept, before you learning the OOBS concept, you need to know what is meant by class, what is meant by variables, what is meant by functions, what is meant by self parameter, and how to access the class using the object, how to call the function. These are the mandatory steps we need to know. Okay. Okay. Now let's move on. Selenium. Now let's move on. Selenium topics. Web elements. Web elements. We have seen and we have covered some basics from Python. Now we will be moving into Selenium. So currently in virtual environment, you can see we haven't installed anything. We haven't installed anything, which means that we are doing the automation using Selenium library. So for that, we need a Selenium library. But here, library is not available. Without library, we cannot able to use that. So for that, we need to install it. How to install? Go to terminal. Yes, you have terminal. Click the terminal. You will get the terminal. From the terminal, you have to create the, you have to install the library. How to install the Selenium library? Type pip. Why pip? See here also we have a pip. Here also we are using pip. Why pip? Pip is one who manage the Python library. One who manage the Python library. So we need a pip in order to install any library from Python. So say that pip install Selenium. So this is the command to install the library. Hit the run button. So from my end, it is showing that requirements are already satisfied. which means that I have already installed. I have already installed it in my machine. So that is why it is showing like this. I need to change something because the interpreter is working differently. I will add a new interpreter. 1 minute. I am creating a new environment for me, but this issue won't happen for you guys because I'm using multiple interpreters for other classes. So that is a purpose. Okay, let me activate my virtual. Give me a minute. Okay, now it will do the installation. Yes, yeah. Now it is installing and downloading all the requirement and dependency for Selenium. Okay, it is downloading. Now you can see everything getting downloaded here. It is getting downloaded. Wait.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, tell me.
How do I get this runtime window, that terminal local? How to get that?
Here you have an option in your left hand side.
Okay.
So you click this, it will open your terminal.
1 second. Okay. Okay, it will open the terminal.
Yeah.
And then I have to type that
Pip inst
python.exe minus
pip
m
inst
pip install.
pip install Selenium.
Just pip install Selenium.
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone got it? Okay. Now you can see after successfully completed the installation, we can able to see all the dependencies library for Selenium has installed it successfully. Selenium.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Right. So for Selenium automation, we require a one more library. That library is named called WebDriver Actions. Okay, who manage the drivers file? For that, pip install driver.
Is it
And
specific to a folder? We have to create a this pip
no,
install
no, no,
inside a
no. So
folder.
that is why I have said already. It is a virtual environment. Okay, you have a library folder. Whatever the library you are installing, by automatically it will get downloaded here. We should not specify any file.
Okay, sir.
Even though we cannot able to do that because these libraries are built-in libraries providing by Python. So it will automatically moving into the library folder. That is why we are using pip command. This pip is coming from here. Here we have a pip. So this pip will managing all the libraries. So using that command, when we are installing that library, it will automatically coming into the library folder. That is why we are saying this as a virtual environment. This virtual environment having all the libraries, whatever the libraries we are installed and downloaded for our project, it will be storing here.
Okay. Got it. Thanks, sir.
So after completion, after completing the successfully the Selenium library, we need to install WebDriver Manager. Okay, pip install WebDriver Manager. Hit enter. So WebDriver Manager also we have successfully installed it. Let me check here. Yeah, WebDriver Manager. Okay, see these two dependencies are required for Selenium. Now we are good and ready to move forward. Let me show you. See, you can see here PYPI. This is a Python official site. Okay, official site for PIP. Because who is PIP? PIP is managing the all the libraries. Yeah, tell me, Deepak. You are in mute, Deepak. You have raised your hand. Do you want to discuss anything? You have any question? If you want anything, let me know. Since you are raised a question, you are in mute. Maybe speaking in. This PYPA is a Python official page for PIP. PIP is managing all the libraries, right? So here we can see the details. They're expected. Whatever the libraries, new libraries, old libraries, whatever the libraries they are including or removing, everything will be documented over in this pypi.org. Okay, here only they have documented everything. So we can see here, if you want to create a new library for Python, you can create a library and you can give the request to the PYPI team. They will update, they will verify your program and they will update as a library. So in the world, anywhere the people using a Python, they can able to use your library. Okay, so this is a default page. All the Python libraries are maintained here. So this is a WebDriver manager. Currently, we are using the version is 4.0.2. Here you can see here it will support Chrome driver, Edge Chromium driver, Getco driver, IE Opera. So these are all the supporting drivers by Selenium. Here you can see these are the commands. So once we installed the WebDriver manager, here you have a command. See, we have installed it. Okay, whatever the libraries we installed it for our project, we need to import that. We need to import that. Then only we can able to use it. So for Selenium 3, we need to use this command in order to use the Selenium. Similarly, Selenium 4 for Chrome browser, we have to use this command. In the future, if the team released a Selenium 5, they will be adding in the bottom Selenium 5 with their respective command. So this is for Chrome browser. and this is for Chromium. Similarly, this is for Brave. This is for Edge. This is for Firefox, IE, Opera. Likewise, all the supporting browsers, they will be giving the import command. So what we can do, just come here, Selenium 4, right? Copy this, select this, copy this, go to PyCharm, paste it here. That's it. That's it. We are importing the drivers. Doing some running. Let me check 1 minute.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, here tell
Sir,
me.
can you send me that URL, sir, in the Teams chat?
Yeah. Okay, so you have a question here. Why my Selenium package is not showing even after installing Selenium? Okay, so you can check here. You can check in your terminal. Okay, even you can see in your terminal whether Selenium has installed it successfully or not. So pip list. You can use pip list. It will show you all the libraries which you have installed. It should show here. Okay. If it is showing here, then the Selenium got successfully installed. If it is not showing here, then there will be some error while doing the installation. Try to do that. If you are facing any challenges, let me know. Depend. Okay. So similarly, I am also facing the issue. It is due to the interpreter issue. Let me try to do the debug where it is facing that issue. But we just write the interpreter. Okay. Fine. So with elements. Okay. So now you can see here. So if you are commented, just raise your hand. I maybe miss your comment. Right, fine. So see, after completion of the installation, we are using we are importer. You can see here the library. You have a Selenium here. You have a Selenium. This folder, this directory we are seeing here from Selenium. From Selenium means we are telling to the interpreter that from this folder, import WebDriver. WebDriver is another one package. So see here, just loading. See here, WebDriver is another one driver directory. So from the WebDriver, we are importing a Chrome. So in the WebDriver, we have a multiple drivers are there: Chrome, Chromium, Common, Edge, Firefox. So in order to respective browser, which browser we want to do the automation, that browser we have to import it. You can see Chrome. Next, services. Services is a module .py file. You can see here service.py. So in this navigation, we are using here from Selenium, WebDriver, Chrome, service.py. We are importing the service. This is a class. Class is nothing but what are we have created class Facebook, right? The same term, it is using a service. Someone raise a hand. All right, I'm getting Selenium. That is fine. Okay, fine. Thank you. So service. If this file, you can able to see that you have a class service. This name is imported here. Okay, imported here. We are giving some alias name as a Chrome services. So we are using Chrome browser, right? We are just given the service. So we want to make more clear with the naming convention. So given some alias name. Fine. Then WebDriver manager.group. This is a Chrome driver manager who managing all the Chrome driver details. So that is why again we are from the WebDriver manager. We are moving into Chrome. From this Chrome, we are importing the Chrome driver manager class. See here, it have a constructor. This is a constructor. It is like a function. It is like a function, whatever we have seen. Here, they have given all the variables and its values. I have already said, right? Class is combinations of functions and variables. So here they have defined the variables, name, URL, latest release URL, Chrome type, download manager. In previously, before, say currently we are using Selenium 4, I guess. Give me a minute, let me check. Selenium 4.3. But in the previous version, like a Selenium 3, there was a lot of manual things we have done actually. So we need to move to the respective Chrome browser page. We need to install the driver in our machine, and we need to place the driver where it is stored. We need to place the path. There was a lot of challenges we were facing. There was a lot of manual intervention. So what Selenium team does, they have implemented the WebDriver manager concept. They have implemented this concept. So what this will do, in the runtime, automatically program will identify the latest versions of the Chrome driver. Automatically, it will do the download. It will install everything. Okay, it is taken care by this install method. See, in the runtime, what we are doing from the Chrome driver method, we are installing the Chrome driver latest version. We are installing and we are storing into the service. So this service we are passing into the driver. Can someone tell me what is meant by driver here? I don't want the technical term. When you are seeing this, we have seen concept in Python. When you are seeing this and seeing this, what this line is referring to?
Variable. It's an object.
Correct. Exactly. It is an object. It is not a variable. It is an object. See, variable is when we are passing the value to the name, assigning to the name, it is variable. But when we are calling a class, always remember that when you are seeing the naming convention, that naming convention starting with uppercase, that is class. That in order, see, why this is the purpose. We are using the uppercase in order to different. See here, we are using the 3 functions. So likewise, in this class, we have a n number of functions of that. So in order to differentiate such, all the classes name having uppercase, 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 uppercase. This is a module. If this WebDriver also is uppercase, then we will be getting confused whether this is a class or module or function. We are not able to recognize that. It is a module. Module is nothing but it is a one folder. Inside the folder, we have a class. And we are passing another one class as a parameter here. Another one class as a parameter here. From this class, we are calling the method. Calling the install method. So this is the object. What object does? Object will store all the details, functions, arguments, functions, variables, because the driver is a blueprint of the class, right? This driver, this is the object. This object will store everything from this class, from this class, from this class. So we are storing everything. Those functions we are using for our automation for Chrome browser. So driver dot. When you are saying driver dot, you can see these are all the functions. Something is from the WebDriver, something is from the Chrome driver. Okay. Chromium driver. See, everything R belongs to the specific class. I already said function. What is meant by function? What is meant by function? Function is a def keyword. It have a block of code for specific action. Always function will do some specific action. Likewise, we have a lot of functions are there. A get method will do some specific action. Service will do some specific action. Implicit will do some specific action. These are all some specific action. By using that specific action, we are approaching the automation in Selenium. But you have to understand one thing. This everything is belongs to Chrome drive. So we cannot able to use this same function for other browser like Opera, Firefox, not with other browser, because it will support only for the Chromium browser, Chrome browser. That is what we are using here. If you want to automate in different browser like Opera, Firefox, then what you need to do? You have to come here. You have to come here. It's slow, 1 minute. For example, I want to do the automation in Edge. So we have downloaded Selenium for it. Come here, directly copy this. Paste it here. So this is for Edge. Edge driver. So wait, it's getting slow. Now you can see this driver is for Chrome driver. This driver is for Edge driver. Similarly, Edge driver also we have a all the inbuilt functions. Edge driver dot. See here, same name, same Edge driver. See here, same name. Might be Edge driver having some additional functionality may be there, or some functionality may be getting removed. Okay. Let me about this Edge driver. So this is also one of the object. We are trying to use all the functions from the Edge class, Edge service class, Edge Chromium driver class. Okay. So I will be explaining one browser. So you can try with the rest of the browser with the same concept. Only the difference is installation is different. Other than that, all the programming concepts are same for all the browsers. Okay. Whatever the browsers we are going, it is supporting by the Selenium. The functionality part, the code development part, automation part, everything is same. Only difference is this 4 line. That 4 line, we can take it from here by using the respective browser. Got it? If you have any doubt, let me know. Okay, so we have successfully imported the driver, and we are now ready to move on with the automation part using some application. Okay, let me show you. So minute. Fine. Driver is the object. So first we want to open the application. Open the application. Application is nothing but Facebook is one application. Instagram is one application. Google is one application. So all the application is a web-based application, correct? It have a URL. By using the URL, only we can able to open the application. Because manually also we will be doing the same, right? If we want to open any application, we will be giving that specific URL over in the browser. So it will open that, correct? The same thing we are following through automation. So for that, driver dot get method. This method, okay, get method, it is used to open the application. Open the application. How it will open? It is used to by using the URL. The URL we have to pause it as a parameter here. For example, I want to open this application. So what I can do, I need to pause it. But make sure when you are providing the URL, you should give the respective data type. See here, get method having a self parameter.
Class attend பண்ணும்போது தான் கால் பண்ணியா?
Sorry, can you please make
நானே 2 நாளா கிளாஸ் ஒழுங்கா அட்டெண்ட் பண்ணாம
fine. So get method. Get method, you can see here you have a parameter, self parameter and URL parameter. Self parameter, we have seen already, right? When we have a method which is inside to the class, we have a self. That is what self. See here, self is a WebDriver. It is referring to the class. So we have a self parameter and we have a parameter is URL. This URL we need to pause it in order to open the application. That URL should be in the string data type. If it is not a string data type, it will throw an error. For example, I have a URL, I'm pausing this. See here, it is throwing an error. It is showing warning, illegal target for the variable annotation, because this URL will accept only the string data type. What is meant by string data type? Anything which is in the double quotes or single quotes, that is referred to as a string data type. See, after giving us double quotes, you can see now this URL is it is like a hyperlink. When we hover this, it is showing that open in browser. So we can able to open this. See, I can able to navigate. It should be like a link. So we need to generate the URL as a link. Then only the get method can able to open. Okay. So now what I have did, I have pausing the URL in order to open the application. Now if I run this program, it will open the application. See, the program is initiated. You can see in the terminal. Now it is opening the application. Okay, it is opened in the Chrome browser. It opened the respective application and it closed automatically. And it is saying that no error. Okay, so this is how we need to open the application. Any doubt? Until here. Okay.
Can you please show how to run this again?
How to run? You have a run button over in the top right side. You have two buttons. One button is a run button. Another button is a debug button. Sometimes you want to know how the program is running. You are expecting some output, but the program is giving some different output or it is showing some error. So in order to understand your program, you can able to run the program in debug mode. For the debug mode, you have to create a breakpoints. You have to create the breakpoints because according to the breakpoint, this is called a breakpoint. Wherever we have given the breakpoint, the debug mode will run the line accordingly.
Okay.
So before you're running, you have to make sure that in the drop down, you have to be select the respective program file, or you can select the current file. Current file is refer that which file you have opened. That file will be running when you are clicking the run button. Okay. So you are using a current file. I have using the current file because I want to run the multiple files in the parallel mode sometime in the multiple times. So I don't want to select the each file before running. So I am using the current file. So whatever the file I have opened, it will run when I hit the run button, it will run the entire program from the file.
Okay. Just that page, just that Python file.
Yes. So
Okay, got it.
yeah, you can see I have run that application, it opened and it closed immediately. Okay, but it should not close. That is the expectation because I have given any program to close the application. I have given the application only to open that application. It should be stable, but it is not stable. Okay. Everyone will not face this issue. Some people will face, some people won't face. If you guys are not facing that issue, you can run the application as it is. If anyone is facing this issue, there is some command. That command you can pass it. By using that command, we can able to make stable the browser because there is an issue with the browser. Okay. Let me have stored that command in somewhere in it. So these are the commands. It will make your browser stable. So WebDriver. WebDriver is a module. There is a class called Chrome option. Okay, we are creating an object for the class Chrome option class. From this Chrome option, we are calling a method. That method name is add experimental option. We are calling this method and we are passing the parameter detach true. Detach means we are making this browser to be stable. That is what it means. And we are giving a Boolean data type as true, which means that we are saying to the browser, here everything is browser. Okay, here everything is a browser. That is an object which you have created. We are telling to that browser, I want make the Chrome browser to be stable unless I am closing the browser. Until that, it should be open. So that is what this true means. Okay, if I am giving a false, by default it will close. Okay, so we are created one object. That object name is option, and we are calling a method, and we are passing the parameter. Now, what we need to do, we need to pass this object as a argument for this Chrome because we want to make this Chrome browser to be as a stable, right? So we need to pass a parameter here. Parameter like, see here, this is a class. This class having a parameter option service keep alive. Already service has provided. Service has provided. Now I'm passing an option. Okay, option. Options. I'm passing the parameter. So this option is object. This option is an argument. Now, fine. Now we are making the browser as a stable. If we run the program now, it will be stable. It won't close automatically until we are saying the driver to close. Okay, see the browser is getting stable even though the program is stopped. After completion of the program, the browser is there is one command. This is a default command. When we running the automation through the program, it will say like this. Okay, the browser is taken care by the automated software. Okay, because due to this, they are reducing some accesses. We can't do some more access how we are normally interacting with the browser code. That we cannot do much things here. It is only the purpose to run the program. Now I am closing this browser manually. You can see the program completed successfully. Okay, fine. So this is the way we need to make stable the application and open the application. Sorry, make stable the browser to open the application. Any doubt until here? Fine. I'm stopping the class today here.
Do we
If you
need
have-
excuse me,
Hello.
can you paste this in the chat?
Yeah.
Do we
even I
need to
was saying-
also
Which one?
copy the same 2 lines?
No, I will provide the entire file. Don't worry. After completion of the class, I will be sharing the class notes. Okay. So yesterday I haven't shared because we haven't. Oh, yesterday also I have shared, right? You have a notes I have
yes.
shared, right? I will be
Yes,
yeah,
yeah,
I will be
yes,
sharing
yeah,
this. Yeah, I
Okay, sir.
if you have any doubt, let me know, or we can wind up for today. Let me take the attendance. I will without. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.